Come at you in a disrespectful manner. You know, but like my guy say, everything that you do like the party, I will probably offer you a drink or something. For real. You know, you look like you like to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Black.
You know, so that's how I would approach you.
I see.
Say it again. Well, women, a lot of women don't like to have fun.
Hold on, Jay.
That's a whole nother.
Hold on, Jay. I see Black over there, Bernie. You want to be your answer, Black? So let me ask you, Black. How would you approach my co-host, Black?
First of all, it would be like I look at it from an hour to one depending on how long. If she stalker, you know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't them young cats, they run in. You know what I'm saying? I'm old dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm a creep down, you know what I'm saying? So why don't we just, you know what I'm saying, we can go get something to eat after this and we can talk. I ain't got time for all that other stuff. You want a drink, I'll buy you a drink.
We just got my man Troy Lamont just added to the panel. What's up, Troy?
What's going on?
And give your opinion on how would you approach my co-host if you was to see her in the club?
I wouldn't approach your co-host.
Why not?
I would make your co-host approach me.
Okay,
around the club doing me, then she would come to me sometime.
Okay, so how would you do that? I mean, it's like, how would you make her come to you?
Showing the mind effect, bro. You seen me, man. I mean, you ain't gay or nothing, but you seen me running around and shit. You know how it is. Ain't too much to it, but nah, real talk, any real man would come to any chick with some kind of sense unless they just have no respect at all. I mean, she would get respect no matter what. You know what I'm saying? She not coming off as a slut or nothing. That's what she good.
It addresses respect.
Okay. So that's the guys' opinions on how they feel. Again, you can call in at 202-MANNL or follow us on Twitter at @TheManList, #TheManNL. Get some more questions in. We want to take another caller question first. We'll be read by my co-host.
Alright, so this question is from Shamika. She's 27 out of Fairfax, Virginia. And her question to you guys is, why do guys pretend to be more financially stable than they are? They complain when women depend on them in relationships.
Who wants to go first?
Alright, so Troy, we're gonna start with you since you're at the table.
Yeah, it starts with me. I really think it's because most women, not all, but most women set the bar so high that if we don't fabricate the truth a little bit, then we don't have a chance from the beginning. I mean, and the thing is, it's a double standard because women expect what they don't even have. They don't have. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you gotta have your own thing, you gotta have a career, a degree. You can't be there with your mom, can't have no kids. But if you ask her, she got 2 kids, 2 different baby fathers. No, she just got a job, but it's minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? And she just moved back in with her mother.
So Troy, what you saying is women set unrealistic expectations on men when they not even together themselves.
They're not even real. In a nutshell. In a nutshell, but what it really is like women lie too. That's what most men lie about. Most women lie about other people.
Okay, next to answer.
Good.
Next to answer the question, John.
I mean, basically, just like women want to present their, their best image. What is that saying that you get the person's representative when you first meet them? And it also kind of depends on the age that you're at, the kind of people that you're around, and so on and so forth. But like in DC especially, the first thing that somebody asks you after they ask you what your name is, what do you do? And if you come out and say, I work for a gas station, well, you're done from the beginning. And it's just an unfortunate fact of the matter. So you have to, ladies, y'all are, ladies, I'm telling you, I know it, trust me. Y'all might be the exceptions to the rule, although I doubt it, but trust me. When a woman meets you and they say, okay, what do you do? And you like, oh, I work construction. People say, okay, that's nice, and move on. And that's just unfortunately the way that it is.
Okay, Ty, answer that question, Ty. We want to hear from the married man about how women depending on men to lie about their financial situation.
Well, to a certain extent, you know what I mean, it's all about perception, like what he was saying, it's all really about perception. A lot of things that go wrong with just, I won't say all black people, but most black people is that we would rather show that like we got money and really not have it, instead of having it and really not show that we don't. You know what I'm saying? You would rather look good and be broke than be paid and look like you just bumping. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reality situation. So growing up, kids see it, and girls see it, and they see it like, oh, you know, he got the car, he got his clothes, he got the suit, he got this, that, and the third. That means he has money. When in actuality, he doesn't. So then, you know, when you grow up, and then he goes into relationships, they see like, all right, well, this dude worked at a gas station, so they try to do the numbers like, all right, if you work at a gas station, you make $14 an hour, you take taxes, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have enough money to sustain me. I myself work, and I take care of my family. My wife doesn't work. We established that my wife doesn't work so that our kids will have the best chance of making it. So, you know what I mean, she's at home, she makes sure they do their homework, so on and so forth. I take care of all the bills because that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to provide for my family, that's what I want to do. That's what we came up and we decided we want to do.
There's a lot of clapping.
Never in the beginning did I fake for her, and that's why we were married. Never did I have to fake for her. When we first got together, I was a struggling college football player. I had no bread. Not a cent. I drove a 96 Caprice, and I could barely fill that joint up. And she was real. Like I told her, like, look, if we gonna go out, it might be every now and again we can go out and I can splurge on. And she was cool with that. If she wasn't, then I would have had to find somebody that was, because I'm not gonna fake for nobody. And that's why we married to this day.
Okay. And Will, the question.
How long y'all been married?
It's been a year.
I heard a lot of clapping from the ladies when he said he supports his wife, she doesn't have to work. Is that what's ideal? Or
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So
Hold on, before you start talking, give your name, age, and where you from.
my name is Mickey. I'm 30. I'm from New York, but I live here in DC.
Okay.
I am single. I'm dating. Yes, I am single. I'm dating.
Okay, answer the question, man.
I'm not in a relationship. I'm dating. There's a difference. So I started clapping. You asked why I was clapping, or you asked why
I did.
So I was clapping not because he's saying he takes care of his family. That's his choice. I was clapping because him and his wife came to an agreement on how they were going to take care of their family. I think that a lot of times, and he understood what he wanted for his family, she understood what they wanted for her, she wanted her for her family, and they came to an agreement on that. That's why I was clapping. I think a lot of times people come to the table and you have your expectations, the other person has their expectations, and no one shares that. They don't build them together, and they expect the other person to meet them. Your expectations are largely based on your life experiences. So when you come to the table, I'm just meeting you. I don't know what you've gone through. I'm still learning who you are as a person. I can't meet those expectations unless we sit down and we have a conversation about it and we share what our expectations are. So on my end of the table, on the other end of the spectrum, I am a woman who has 2 degrees, who takes care of herself, who lives by herself, pays her own bills, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times, men are intimidated by that, and they cannot. Men are intimidated by that, and they can't come to the table and have that conversation.
Okay.
And that is pure honesty.
Okay.
All right, so what are your expectations?
If you can't, I can't say I have one set of expectations for every single man I date.
Okay.
That's not fair to the man that I'm dating. How am I gonna expect something from Joe based on a relationship I had with Bill?
Okay.
All right, so let's ask this next question. Go ahead.
I want to comment because
Okay, Erica.
no, for real, when a statement was made about females, or you got a lot to a female about what you have and you really don't and all that. Honestly speaking, y'all have to remember, if anybody up there has a daughter, you instill something in your daughter. You always tell your daughter, if a nigga can't do nothing for you, you don't need him. That's not to say that she needs to be dependent, because I'm highly independent. But my father always told me, if a man cannot do nothing for me, there's no need for him to be there. I don't need a man to dick me down. I can go buy a toy. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't bringing nothing to the table, you're unnecessary.
Okay. Answer the question, Troy. Reply to the question, Troy.
I understand what you're saying, because I do have two daughters. I have two daughters, and I explained to my daughter is 5 years old, and I explained to her, you don't need a man to do anything for you that your father can't do for you. You're good. As long as your father is here, as long as I am breathing and walking, you will never have to worry about another man doing anything for you. But I still show her that me and her mother have a working relationship. I'm not ahead of her mother's not ahead of me. We work together, we walk together. So she see that there's two people can work together and make it work. You know what I mean? I don't try to show her that the man is over the woman by no means. By no means. So it's like, I want her to know that you can be supported by a man, but you still can have your own.
Okay, next.
Amen.
Okay, next question is. Next question, we going. What's your name again, ma'am? Mickey. I'm gonna piggyback off her question. She said, "Are men intimidated by women who make more money than them?"
And can I
Troy, start it off, Troy. Hold on, it's a two-part question.
I have dated men that make less money than I have, and they are intimidated by that, and that influences the success of the relationship.
Okay, so just period. Are men intimidated? Are men intimidated by women who make more money than them? Basically.
Yeah.
Troy.
Are you still dating them?
But that wasn't because of the relationship, that was because they allowed it to influence the way they showed up in the relationship. They became self-conscious of themselves, and that has nothing to do with me, that has everything to do with them. I don't internalize.
So let's stick to the question. Again, the question is, are men intimidated by women who make more money than them?
Absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. The problem is, if you can consider it a problem, is that the women have been raised to feel like money is power. And if they make more money in the relationship, they should have more say, more power in the relationship, so on and so forth. So if she makes more